From the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
A federal official with Henrico ties announces his resignation and an update on COVID-19. We'll have details on those stories today in the Henrico News Minute. It's Monday, December 14th, 2020, and it's brought to you by Henrico County and Henrico Area Mental Health.
And now for the news.
Acting U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Director Tony Pham, who lost in 2015 in an attempt to claim the Henrico Commonwealth's attorney's seat, is resigning his federal government post at the end of this month. In a statement, Pham said that he was grateful for the Trump administration's decision to name him the principal legal advisor of ICE and later the senior official performing the duties of director on an interim basis. He wrote that he would resign to move back to this area to be with his family. His brief tenure at ICE has included controversy as the office and Pham himself came under fire from some critics who cited efforts such as erecting billboards in several areas prior to the November presidential election as politically motivated. Those billboards included images of immigration violators who had been arrested or convicted of crimes in the United States and released. At the time, Pham said that so-called sanctuary cities, localities that don't cooperate with ICE by failing to share information about immigration violators, create, quote, significant public safety concerns, end quote. Pham had served as principal legal advisor to ICE since January and was named its acting director August 25th. He has frequently told the story of how his family escaped Vietnam in 1975 when he was just 2 years old, 11 days before the capital of the country fell under communist control. Some critics have suggested that the Trump administration elevated Pham in part because of that background. Officials with CARC, a national civil rights group that advocates for Cambodian, Laotian, and Vietnamese Americans, said in a statement Friday that they were, quote, heartened to hear of Tony Pham's impending resignation as the director of ICE. During his brief tenure, Pham expanded the Trump administration's cruel attacks on our communities and used his identity as a Vietnamese refugee for political cover, end quote. You can read more about Pham's tenure and resignation at henricocitizen.com. Over the weekend in Henrico, another 269 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 were reported. That brings the county's total during the past 9 days to nearly 1,300, and it's now averaging about 143 new daily cases during the past week. Following 2 days with 5 new hospitalizations related to the virus each, only 1 new hospitalization was reported in the county this weekend. There was also 1 new death attributed to the virus on Saturday. Police arrested and charged a 19-year-old male with malicious wounding and use of a firearm in commission of a felony in connection with a shooting that took place Friday just off Parham Road. Henrico was taken into police custody. It happened shortly before 1 p.m. on Friday. 2 victims were transported to a local hospital to be treated for injuries after the shooting, which took place not far from Michael Road at Parham. Police told residents in the area at the time to lock their doors and stay inside as they searched for suspects. Several local schools in the vicinity also went on temporary lockdowns. If you have any details about the incident, you should call Henrico Police at 501-5000 or Metro Richmond Crime Stoppers at 780-1000. The following night, on Saturday at about 9 p.m., another heavy police presence occurred at Regency Square Mall after reports of shots fired there. Police did not find any victims, nor were any injuries reported.
Every 12 minutes, a Virginian dies from an opioid overdose.
Every 12 minutes.
Opioid overdoses are on the increase in Henrico. Yes, the opioid epidemic is still impacting residents in Henrico.
But you can help.
To find out what you can do, Go to bouncebackhc.com.
That's bouncebackhc.com. Knowledge is power, including learning about naloxone. That's naloxone, which can temporarily reverse the toxic effects of an opioid or heroin overdose.
Get informed, get help, save a life.
Go to bouncebackhc.com. That's bouncebackhc.com.
To equip yourself with the knowledge to help our residents and the community of Henrico County against the opioid epidemic.
Knowing what to do will allow you to be prepared to save a life. Go to bouncebackhc.com today.
That's bouncebackhc.com or call 804-727-8515.
That's 804-727-8515, directly for substance abuse services.
This message is sponsored by Henrico Area CSB Prevention Services.
A 3-car accident yesterday afternoon left 2 people in the hospital. A van that was apparently speeding, according to Virginia State Police, near Gaskins Road on I-64 struck another vehicle, causing that car to then hit a third vehicle. Both of those cars crashed, one partially ejecting the driver, a 37-year-old man. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and the driver of the third vehicle, a 73-year-old woman, also went to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Today's Henrico News Minute is brought to you in part by Henrico County. How did Henrico County respond to the challenges of 2020? By taking bold steps to strengthen its connections with residents, businesses, and other stakeholders. That's one of the many takeaways from County Manager John Vitolkis' State of the County address. This year's presentation is all virtual due to COVID-19. To check it out, go to henrico.us and click the link at the top of the page. Connect with your county at henrico.us.